Namaste, my name is Sunil Paudel and I am from Nepal. First of all, I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which the showcase is being organized and pay my respect to their elders, past, present, and emerging. Today, I am going to talk about how the tomb injury is conceptualized in Nepal. This presentation is based on the findings of the workshop conducted by the Nepal Injury Research Center in Kathmandu in December 2019. So, in 2017, when the logo was being designed for the newly established Nepal Injury Research Center, a problem came to light. There was no direct translation for the term injury in Nepali language. To make the center sign, it was agreed that the borrowed English word injury would be incorporated in Nepali script. But this raised a wider question. We realized that we needed to look closely at how people in Nepal understand this concept and what the implications are for our work. Our literature review found that this was an issue which had received little attention from injury researchers in different contexts. Like many low and middle income countries, injuries are a major public health problem in Nepal. However, we have identified significant variation in the rates of injury in Nepal captured in different data sources and by different methods. Different understanding of what is meant by the term injury may contribute to this variation and may also affect whether people think injury prevention is relevant to them. So we began a study to better understand how injuries are conceptualized in Nepali society and to consider the implication for injury research and prevention. Our first step was to hold an engagement workshop in Kathmandu. So a total of 36 people from different academic and professional background participated. Participants were divided into four different groups based on their relevant academic discipline. The group were named as sociology, health professionals, development workers, and anthropology and social work. Each group discussion was facilitated by two researchers over a period of 2 hours, and findings were presented by a representative from each group. At the end of the day, a review meeting with the facilitators and lead social scientist was held, and a detailed report was developed thereafter. Now I will present our main findings under these three themes, and they are definitions of injury, causes of injury, and reduction and prevention of injury. The different group in the workshop defined injury in different ways. Group of sociology defined injury as an emergency event that cause bodily harms, which are the outcomes of seen and unseen social structure. They also said that injury might be seen as an individual incident, but it is rooted in the larger social structure. The group of medical professional defined injury as a disruption in the normal process of human body, which diminishes the mental, physical, spiritual, and social well-being. Injury could be intentional or unintentional. The development workers looked injury as a contingent event as it can happen anywhere and can cause physical, mental, social, and economic loss. It can harm internal or external organs. Finally, the group of anthropology and social work categorized injury as physical, psychological, sociocultural, and so on. They also opined that the injury can vary between agricultural and industrial societies. They further categorized it as a minor and major based on severity, and intentional and unintentional on based on intent. The word chotputak is the most common synonym for the word injury into Nepali script. The literal meaning of chotputak is physical damage due to external subject. However, chot, ghaite, ghau can also be used to understand injury in Nepali. Chot is commonly used for both the physical and mental pain, whereas ghaite is condition of being injured, and ghau is something like a wound which is visible in the inner or outer part of the body. Nevertheless, a group of medical professionals suggested using English word injury into Nepali script as it carry the broader concept than the translated one. So talking about the causes of injury, a group of sociology mainly focused the structural causes such as social exclusion, inequalities, discrimination, and so on. They also pointed out the social and economic class, cultural variation, and territorial belongingness as the root causes of injury. In contrast to this, a group of medical professionals focused on nature of injuries categorized by WHO, such as falls, cuts, animal bites, drowning, electrocution, chemical agents, thermal imbalance. Furthermore, they also found physical assault and illness as the causes of injury. Group of development workers mentioned that one can be injured at any place, that is home to workplace, at any time. Participants also pointed at the natural hazards such as earthquake, flood, landslide, etc., as the causes of injury. They also categorized injury into unintended but human-made, say for example, road traffic crashes, electrical appliances, etc., and intended but human-made, such as domestic violence, sexual violence, and so on. Finally, the group of anthropology and social work highlighted the cause of injury as indoor, outdoor, and domestic violence. Similarly, acid attack, political conflict, or war. And talking about the reduction and prevention of injury, all the participants highlighted three level of awareness and preparedness. They are individual level, community level, and the state level. In an individual level, they also said that one could be self-aware while doing something. For example, being aware of instruction of using tools, appliances, or traveling in the road, etc. In the community level, socio-cultural bonding could also help any individual or group of people to feel included in the society, that also reduce the potential causes of conflict that lead to injury. And state level, state can also enforce the rules and regulation of safety measures to prevent the risks associated to the injuries. And in addition, medical group highlighted disaster preparedness, health education, and psychological preparation at the early age to everyone. In conclusion, we found that there is no single Nepali word that could carry the meaning of injury. Participants highlighted different Nepali terms which were relevant: chot, ghaite, ghau, chotpatak. Injury were understood to be relevant to different aspects. They are physical, mental, sociocultural, and spiritual. And this understanding was influenced by the professional background of the participants. For example, sociologists were focusing on social structure as the causes of injury, whereas medical professionals focused on injury as defined by medical sciences. And our learning outcomes are that exploring our research field from first principles can help surface our underlying assumptions, sensitizing researchers to the need to identify or engage with meaning important to stakeholders. Similarly, qualitative research on concept of injury in community setting is underway. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.